Beyond any successful program, beyond any winning season for soccer, for basketball, all of that pales in comparison to seeing a kid come to salvation.
I was born in El Salvador and I stayed there for 4 years, and I came to the U.S. when I was 4.
Born on South Charlotte. Had my mom, my dad. They helped me through a lot of stuff growing up.
I grew up in Southgate, and most of my family lived there, so we were so close.
Moving into Grit Heights was different. When I first moved over here, I didn't know anybody. Every day after school, I would just strictly be in the house.
My mom being a single parent, and my sister, she was older than me. She had to pick up 2 jobs in high school, and I really thank my sister for stepping in my life.
My first interaction with I'm 24/7, I had to be 5 or 6, and I randomly think I got just randomly dropped off in the neighborhood because mom said, "Oh, you want to play soccer?" And I agreed with it.
I got involved with I'm 24/7 because of Keontae, and I was at school, and Keontae know I play basketball, and he was like, "Hey, we have something called Open Gym."
I knew Keontae, which is how I got involved with I'm 24/7. I just thought we were gonna hoop one day, and then I was gonna meet amazing people like Myers Smith Martin. That guy's great.
I love the environment. All my friends were there, and I loved the games over the weekend, and the practices were fun, and how they put out information about Jesus, because I was still developing a connection with him.
My first interaction with On 24/7, it was because of Melvin and Lamar. They invited me to this practice, and I stayed involved there because I felt such a presence that they actually cared for me, even though they barely knew me.
A lot of these young men have been rejected, and so I feel like what I'm 24/7 does is it helps them to find love within themselves and help them to know that they are loved, that they do belong, and that they can be somebody.
It's a life on life where what we can do is just spend time with them and honestly just have that moment where we can plant the seed of the gospel.
When a kid turns 16, he gets the vision that I'm not supposed to just be a part of this program anymore. It's one of the greatest joys of my life, seeing a young man step into his calling, his purpose, and do it with confidence.
They taught me how to really hold myself confidently, and with that, as I've grown into the more of leadership role, I feel more confident with what I have to say and what I've learned from the people before me.
I see God using me and I'm 24/7 by coaching, sharing with the kids, after each practice, and sharing His love for them and for each person in this world.
Every year we prayerfully select a handful of high school guys to participate in what we call the Leadership Development Program. And it's a summer-long discipleship program that's capped off with a mission trip out of the country. I see many of the high school guys begin to identify with the youth and see themselves in a lot of the youth that they'll end up coaching through the summer. And what that does in effect is it begins to ignite a passion in our high school guys to pour into and care for someone they see themselves in, and to start guiding them down a path that is straight and not crooked.
These kids are actually like me. They're going through things way worse than me, and it made me very empathetic for them. They were basically my little brothers. I don't have no little brothers, so I was excited to always go to summer camp.
Just to be there for them, because a lot of times they don't fully have someone there, and to be that person that they look up to and ask for support and stuff like that, it can really change a life.
When other people have struggles, they shouldn't go through that alone. There should be someone with them, you guys were with me. So I want to just put that same energy out.
Over the course of the summer, our theme that we selected was being cycle breakers. I began to see guys being unsettled with the way that things were.
To break a cycle that has happened throughout my family, that's something I want to do. It's important to me because in my family there's been always a cycle of maybe addiction. That's something I want to break.
Being in our community, our cycles, a lot of us have no father figures. We're born out of wedlock. Our father, our mom, divorced. Generations upon generations, and then being born into something that they don't even know until they get older, that it's a cycle that they're probably gonna have to break. It's so easy to conform to the ways of the world, it really is, until they start reading their word and they start understanding this is why God wants us to do and be the way that we're supposed to be.
After summer, I had called up Coach Myers and I asked him if we can read the Bible more. While in Peru, every morning we would come together as a family and we would just open the word and just worship. And I felt like that actually like calmed my nerves. It actually gave me the motivation to relax.
If you follow God's way, if you submit yourself to God, you know, you can break those cycles within your family, within your personal life. And it just comes down with a choice. And what we saw in Refinery, what we saw in camp, what we saw in all those things over the summer and right now is they're making and they're choosing to break those cycles and follow God's way.